flared fitting for natural gas uses, and what would be the reasons in using a flared fitting versus a straight fitting? Fairly simple. Whether you're doing gas logs, whatever purpose you're doing with a gas stove, gas logs, this particular fitting here is a flared fitting. Is one notes here this rounded edge, if one notes the rounded edge, this is where the flared side would go up. So here's a case in point with one flared here. Okay, so we have a cutoff here to cut the gas valve off here, and so we have a fitting here that goes into here. This side may be NTP. This side may be flared. So this side here would look like this, and then the flared fitting would pull up here. Okay, so now if we could see this, this would be, cutaway is probably the wrong word, but actually this area here, it would be kind of rounded with the threads, so this would go up. Now, one question that may come to mind, and that may be, well, why don't you just solder it or braze it? Now, brazing it is used on the line set and heating and air, so that is the reason. But now, when you get into natural gas, you start to get into flammable objects, or I'm not sure objects is the correct word, but you start to get into something that's capable of carrying a flame or being ignited. So one has to be one in my opinion, it would be good if you just use the straight, which would be here the regular black iron, or and I'm not sure if this is black iron or galvanized. Galvanized is usually water, but this is black iron. I would just this may be black iron, so black iron's used for HVAC, gas lines, etc. But so the NTP fitting, as one can see here, is just a regular fitting. This would go in this side. This fitting says it's not sure what size, whatever size this would be. It may be, I think this may be a 1/2 by 3/8. So 1/2 here, 3/8 here. Some of these fittings for these gas logs are maybe a little bit kind of funny fittings, and sometimes they may be tough to find. So you may have to kind of go look around at the big box stores, hardware stores, and then maybe even go to the plumbing supply house or the heating and air supply house. But on this side, see what happens, this flared nut here would slide back. Then you would put the tape on it. When you put the tape on it, you would tighten it back up. So, but this end going into the fitting here, this would just be a straight NTP fitting. So the flared fitting looks like this. Now here's another case in point here. We can see this fitting here. This fitting here is rounded, and then it has the threads here. So this would be the flared side. This would be the normal side here, the NTP. And if you look at the ends, you can note that the ends look different. The flared fitting has kind of a roundish looking end here, and and then the NTP is just kind of straight here. So this part here would go into your fitting here on your gas fitting or whatever. This fitting here would be the flared fitting to receive, say, a flared nut, and this may be a flared nut, or this may be a flared nut. So this would be the difference. But they're mostly when you're running stuff with gas or something, if you're using it for if you're using copper pipe or something, and somebody says they used a flared nut, this is what they may mean. And this is a little piece of copper pipe here, this is a flared nut. So one side looks different than the other side. This side looks rounded, this side looks straight. Flared nut for copper pipe, for flared copper pipe. Thank you for watching.